Hello, Ms. Fernández. Thank you for being here today and presenting your risk assessment for our S&P 500. I'm happy to see you. Please be aware that I'm not an expert on that field, so explain it to me in the most simple and also straightforward terms. Thanks.
Hello, Mr. Hofstetter. I hope you are also very well. And yes, my team worked a lot to deliver this final document. I hope I'm very clear with the answers to your questions. And please, if you have any additional question, let me know.
Yes.
Well, among the three methodologies that we had, we choose the N1, the exponentially weighted moving average, for several reasons. Well, from the very beginning, we rejected the parametric model, as it assumes that the returns are normally distributed, and we have tested this, and we see that clearly it's not normally distributed. We can see that in the Jacob test. What about the other two methods that are based on historical data? Well, first, as you can see in the document, in the graph that shows the three VaR computations, well, plotting this graph of the historical returns, we can see that the N1 is actually the one that better fits the data. The reactions to the changes in the returns are more accurate, and in periods of losses, the VaR, according to the N1, is closer to those values that the other two methods. Besides, and this is important, for the year 2002, the last one with complete data, the N1 performs much better than the others, which have more violations. And second, and this is also important, we cannot predict the future. If not, we will not be here working. And the historical methodology assumes that events that happen in the past will happen in the future in the same way, which is highly unlikely. Additionally, this model assumes constant volatility, which is clearly not realistic. The N1 tries to solve this a bit, putting more importance on the most recent data, which actually is a higher volatility period. Nevertheless, we should be aware of the limitations of the model. As you know, the risk management team is also very aware of these limitations. And the results depend on the assumptions we have made and that are clearly explained in the document. Also, we had some problems to assess the aesthetic shortfall, even though the aesthetic shortfall backtest suggests not to use the N1. We know this, and we know that this is due to the fact that the volatility is higher in the most recent period. That is actually the one that is overweighted. All in all, with the conclusion, we think as a team that it's more suitable to follow the N1 methodology. However, if the risk is assessed under the aesthetic shortfall aligned to the new regulations on the Basel IV that are to be implemented the next year, it is preferred to use the N1 but adjust it. That is to say, taking into account the presence of outliers and its implications in order to mitigate this effect that is really important for the computation of the aesthetic shortfall, as you can see in the graph. Thank you so much. So yes, that's the final conclusion for the whole team.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Ms. Fernández.